So, we're all hearing about AI constantly, right? It's everywhere. But here's a question. Are we actually thinking about its evolution the right way? Because it's not just one big bang, one single event. It's a journey. And today, we're going to break down that journey into 4 distinct phases to really understand where AI is now and the incredible and, frankly, disruptive places it's heading.
And this idea right here is so important. The rise of AI isn't some finish line we just suddenly cross one day. Nope, it's an evolution, a series of stages that are going to reshape our world in ways we're only just beginning to wrap our heads around.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the here and now, what's called Phase 0. Then we're going to explore the absolute monster of a shift that artificial general intelligence, or AGI, is going to bring. That'll take us through 2 more phases, leading all the way to the arrival of superintelligence and what that means for, well, humanity's ultimate test. So why map this all out? What's the big deal? Well, it's because each and every one of these phases is going to fundamentally change how we work, how we learn, how we live. So let's get a bird's eye view of the whole timeline.
Okay, here it is, the entire journey at a glance. We kick things off in Phase 0, where we are now, with AI basically augmenting what we do. Then, the arrival of AGI ushers in Phase 1, which radically rewrites the rules for the workforce. In Phase 2, a whole new kind of AI shows up that can learn on its own. Before we hit the final, ultimate leap, Phase 3, artificial superintelligence. Let's start at the beginning, right where we're standing today.
So welcome to Phase 0. This is today's world, and the defining feature is actually pretty simple. The human is still in the driver's seat. This slide just perfectly nails our current relationship with AI. It's our assistant, right? It's a powerful multiplier for our skills, and that's why the focus is on augmentation, not outright replacement. Because of this, domain specialists, the scientists, doctors, engineers, they're more critical than ever. And at the same time, you need generalists, the leaders who can see the big picture and direct all these new capabilities. But here's the catch. Notice that last point. AI can already do a lot of junior entry-level tasks, and that's where we're seeing the biggest squeeze right now. So what's the bottom line for us right now, in this phase? It's this. The rewards are flowing to 2 specific groups. First, you've got the people who master these new AI tools, the ones who weave them into their work to become insanely productive. And second, you've got the architects, the folks who are actually building, training, and deploying these AI systems in the first place.
But Phase 0, that's just the warm-up act. The real show starts with the AGI shift. This is where AI goes from being a helpful co-pilot to an autonomous pilot. This is where the world we know truly, fundamentally begins to change.
Okay, before we dive any deeper, we have to be crystal clear on what AGI actually is. This isn't just about an AI being a grandmaster at chess or some other narrow skill. We're talking about an AI that performs better than an average human being across the board, in creativity, in common sense, in problem solving. This is the big threshold we have to cross to get to the next 2 phases.
In this table, wow, it really shows you the whiplash that's coming for the world of work. Just look at that shift. In Phase 0, where we are now, both specialists and generalists are super valuable. But once we hit Phase 1, the role of the generalist, think middle manager, starts getting squeezed out by AGI. Then, bam, Phase 2 hits, and AI becomes so capable that even the role of the human specialist starts getting commoditized. Let's take a closer look at what that world feels like in Phase 1. Phase 1 gets this name, the Great Imbalance, and for a very good reason. All of a sudden, the very definition of a specialist gets way narrower. A neurosurgeon? Yeah, that's still a unique specialist. But a highly skilled software engineer? An AI can now handle that work. This causes a massive drop in middle management jobs and creates this huge pay gap between the few human specialists who are left and, well, everyone else. So why are any human specialists left? Because at this point, AI still has one major weakness. It can't yet learn continuously and adapt on its own in dynamic, real-world situations.
And that one limitation we just talked about, that's exactly what gets blown away in Phase 2. This isn't just about general intelligence anymore. This is about the birth of specialized AI systems that are designed to learn and get better after they're out in the world. You remember DeepMind's AlphaGo? It taught itself to master the game of Go far beyond any human could, just by playing against itself over and over. Now imagine that same learning power applied to surgery, or engineering, or scientific discovery.
Once that happens, it kicks off a chain reaction, a transformation on a scale we've literally never seen before. First, these new self-learning AIs get plugged into every company. Then, robotics takes them and puts them into the physical world in every domain. And the result? Human specialists, even those top-tier surgeons, are now fully replaced by machines that are more efficient and more precise. The entire economy flips on its head. A single individual, armed with their own suite of AI and robots, could run a global business. The key takeaway here is sobering. Traditional employment, as we know it, gets cut down to its absolute bare bones.
And all of that just sets the stage for the final frontier, the most profound, the most high-stakes chapter in this entire story, the arrival of artificial superintelligence, or ASI.
Now let's be absolutely clear what we mean by ASI. This isn't just an AI that's smarter than the average person. We are talking about an intelligence that is better than all humans combined in every single domain. And it doesn't just learn, it learns at an exponential rate that we can't even really comprehend. This is a completely different order of intelligence. You know, when a technology this powerful shows up, our current world just shatters. Everything we've built, our economic models, our social structures, our governments, even our philosophy about our purpose in the universe, all of it becomes obsolete. We'd be forced to start from scratch.
The stakes, they couldn't be higher. This slide lays it out in the starkest terms imaginable. If we manage this transition, if we align ASI with what's best for humanity, we could solve the deepest mysteries of the universe and become a truly advanced civilization. But if we fail, well, it's a true doomsday scenario. It's extinction. There is no middle ground. There's no plan B.
And that brings us to the final, and honestly, the most important part of this whole discussion. Because this stops being about technology, and it starts being about us. This is humanity's ultimate test. You know, we so often get caught up thinking about the end game, what happens after superintelligence is already here. But maybe, just maybe, that's the wrong question. Or at least it's only half of the question.
And here it is, the question that really cuts to the heart of it all. It's not just, can we survive the destination? It's, can we even survive the journey to the destination? Can we navigate the massive imbalances of Phase 1 and the complete disruption of Phase 2 without tearing ourselves apart? Can we handle this incredible power responsibly every single step of the way? That is the challenge that will define our future.